Gotcha.
But I was telling Gabriel that I kind of want to go over how ChatGPT reviewed my trades because like on the 10th, I put my trade in, Matt's trade in, and then Carmine's trade in, and I kind of had it like explain to me what the differences were and what I was seeing and what they were seeing. And I think it explained order flow better than I could ever explain it. So I wanted to just go over that.
Tight. Let's do it.
All right. So like on this one, I might as well just show my whole screen so it looks bigger. Give me a sec. Entire screen. So this is the chart I put in it, and then this is our conversation. But I basically just told ChatGPT what my trade was. I just said I took a trade long here using 800 lot outlier, which is right here, with entry at 53.58, using the break under pre-market low consolidation, and quickly got stopped for 10 points, which should have been my sign not to enter. And then it responds saying, the 800 lot outlier you marked appeared during a down move, which could have been passive absorption or even trapped longs from earlier rather than aggressive buyers stepping in. Notice how price never held above the outlier level after that point. That's a clue it wasn't initiative strength. It could have just been resting liquidity. Uh, Next time, wait for price to reclaim and hold above an outlier or stack of size, especially if it forms during selling move. So the fact that when the outlier appeared, it pops up, but then it doesn't hold above the outlier should have been my red flag. And it also never broke above the pre-market low on the aggressive buying. So those two things were already red flags. I think it mentions that here. You were trying to play along from beneath the pre-market low 53.59, which is typically a risky area unless there's strong reclaim or initiative defense. The fact that the price consolidated under it, failed to reclaim that level is already a clue that sellers are in control.
But they weren't in control.
What?
Weren't they? Because it ultimately bounced up.
But then it broke back down.
So it's talking about the market as a whole.
Well, right now it's talking about this specific entry I had. Buyers weren't in control here.
Okay, so it's just that specific area.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because
All right.
yeah.
All right.
Because then later I had to explain why this long worked here.
Oh, okay. Keep going. I'm just interrupting.
Low trigger reject point. Use the pre-market low more as a reclaim trigger or rejection point. If it's broken and not reclaimed, look for shorts instead of longs. No clear higher time frame support. I also had mentioned how I didn't have like a key demand here or like support. So it also says no clear higher time frame support at key level. This level didn't align with the significant higher time frame demand zone. I don't know what VPOC is or any structural swing low. So it's standalone signal without broader context. Even though you had micro signal, 800 lots, it didn't line up with the bigger picture area that typically attracts real buyers. Only take trades when micro order flow plus macro market structure are aligned, which we've kind of talked about a lot before. And then this is where it mentions CVD. CVD at the very bottom is very negative, negative 500, negative 500, 134, indicating persistent selling pressure even as you saw green dots buying on your entry. So right here you can see the CVD was just on a consistent decline, showing me that shorts are obviously in control. And right here where the buying started, it kind of goes up, but it's still on a decrease in the longer term.
Let's make it higher and higher.
Yeah. This could indicate absorption or trap buyers, not real strength. Use CVD as a confirmation. If you're going long and CVD is making new lows, wait for a CVD divergence or absorption hold before entering. So, what you were saying about divergence, I don't fully understand it yet, but there's something there.
Yeah.
Sometimes a big lot like 800 triggers the this has to be the low bias, which can lead to a premature entry before market context is clear. But big lots can often be iceberg spoofing or trap traders. Don't let size alone anchor your trade. Context is king. Uh,
Dude, it sounds like a fucking. It sounds like Carmine kind
I know. I also asked it like what it means by what do you mean by a big order happening during initiation? And it says, when a big order like your 800 lot hits the tape, we want to ask, is it part of a move starting in that direction? Or is it happening as price stalls or reverses? Initiative buying bullish context happens when buyers lift the offer aggressively during price, driving price upward. So right here, the initiative wasn't like it was weak initiative, which I feel like I should have known. Looking at
Wait,
it
is
now,
that why? Is that why Carmine says he wants to wait for a rapid spike over the level, over his
exact
entry?
yeah, and it even gives the large orders appears as prices breaking out or reclaiming key levels.
Oh shit! Hey,
Price
put these screenshots on the Discord.
it's a lot, but okay.
Well, the main ones, like these ones.
All right, I'll just screenshot.
I wanna reread these.
Uh, The large order appears prices breaking out or reclaiming key levels, price expanding through prior highs, green bubbles with increasing size and price climbing behind it, CVD rising, bids following price up. This bids following price up means these like limit orders. As price is rising, you want to see limit orders continuing to stack underneath the price, kind of
Oh,
hold,
shit.
you know? And I seen it happening yesterday when I was rewatching the tape. I was like, "Fuck, that's what it means." Momentum stepping in, strong hands are pushing price up through resistance. Um, Big passive absorption or trap. Big lots appear during a down move or after a level is lost. Buyers are hitting the bid or trying to defend, but price isn't lifting. Big size may just be absorption, a seller letting buyers fill up before continuing lower, a trap long, buying at support that's failing. Price typically stalls, consolidates, then breaks lower. CVD keeps falling, no follow through after the big order hits. So that's almost exactly what happened to me here. Uh, Price stalled, CVD kept falling, and there was no follow through above 53.59. uh, how to spot initiative buying live. Look at large green prints at or near a breakout candle. Volume expands as price moves away from a key level. No stalling after the print, instead, continued lifting. So that's what Carmine wants to see. And then CBD confirms with higher highs or strong delta spike, but we can't see delta spike, at least not that I know of.
Are you still gonna buy the Dom?
I'm extending my lease. They're letting me extend it, so I'm gonna still have a car payment, unfortunately,
I was
which is
counting on
good and
that,
bad.
bro.
What?
I was counting on you not get re-signing.
I have to.
No, I'm joking.
Uh,
So you're gonna spend
um,
that down payment then
no,
on
I'm
a?
not. Oh wait, what?
Did you have
That's
a
why.
down payment?
Yeah, that's why I bought 1,000 of Bitcoin.
Next Friday.
Oh, okay. So you already used it. It's rising.
Yeah, I seen that. Um, I also told you what got me was that after the 800 lot outlier appeared, market popped up above it. So when it came down to retest it and buyers began stepping in again, I tried it, but I can see how it wasn't very strong. And then it says price why it looked good at first. Price reacted to the 800 lot which is a bullish sign. Buyers stepped in on retest, another good signal, and I waited for the first 10 minutes so that the market can like just digest what's happening. Uh, and then where it broke down subtly, no reclaim of pre-market low 53.59. That's the line in the sand. If buyers are legit, they should defend above 53.59, not struggle underneath. The fact that price never held above it was the clue that buyers were likely short-term weak-handed. Retest didn't have strong momentum. On the retest, green dots showed up, but price didn't lift cleanly. There was no push through the prior high of the pop. You didn't get new aggressive buyers chasing higher. It stalled quickly. That's your red flags. Buyers showed up, but no one joined them. A liar might have been trapped. It's possible that the large lot was just someone unloading into a bounce, not initiating a long. So they were just exiting their position rather than actually trying to take the long. Big players often use size to create the illusion of a reversal, but they're actually facilitating liquidity for larger sellers. I feel like Carmine has mentioned that quite a bit. Well, you did right, waited for price to respond to size, watched for pullback and confirmations, uh, didn't chase you tried being patient. Rest, refining the setup going forward. Did price hold above key level? It obviously didn't. Did the retest trigger initiative buyers, new higher prints, fast lifting, CVD rising or diverging positively? Is the size still there or pulled? Spoof check. Does this align with higher time frame structure? So it kind of just repeated what I mentioned earlier. Um, then where's the other one? You said reclaim the hold. Um, order flow confirmation. I kind of go over this stuff with this. So this was the next trade. This was the one Carmine actually took a short. What I was trying to figure out why I even put it in here was that how do you not get tricked by it breaking above pre-market low and then holding it multiple times? Like, how do you know that this is not actually support now, rather than understanding that this is short? And what it ends up saying is that although it breaks above, you see large sellers stepping in more than buyers. So this is showing weakness on the hold above pre-market low. So there's a large seller here, a large seller here. This is kind of big selling. And then the buying is very weak compared to the selling. So the support here really isn't strong,
Is that
which
what
I
Carmine
didn't.
saw?
I he went over it, but I don't remember exactly what he said.
Uh,
Um, what did I say? This is a short-term setup that formed later in the session, also around pre-market low 53.59. What confirmations would have been good to confirm the short in comparison to the long I was trying? Short setup checklist, market bias structure, higher time frame, clearly bearish. You can see the sharp downtrend into the pre-market session and continuation into, I forgot what RTH stands for. Lower highs formed after price failed to reclaim. Lower highs formed. I guess, yeah. Lower high. Oh, let me switch it to this one.
no, it says lower highs, and then it formed after price failed pre-market. So it's when it's gonna hit the resistance. That's the lower high.
Oh, this right here?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Level confluence 53.59 pre-market low. Market rejected reclaim of this level. This is the inverse of your long trade here. Price retested from below and failed to reclaim. Uh, Large red, this is what I was saying earlier. Large red dots, aggressive sellers stepping in around 53.55, 53.59 zone. Clear initiative selling, absorption and stack of size above price, highlighted by the dense liquidity above 53.59. So I'm assuming it's talking about these limit orders here. Price couldn't push through. CVD staying very negative here, so it's still on a downtrend, even though price was rising. Um, Absorption and stack size of confirms dominant selling delta pressure. Sellers dominating order flow in sync with price. Confirmation retest, price tested above 53.59, got absorbed and rejected, then put in lower high just under the level. This is your clean failure to reclaim plus lower high setup. High quality confirmation equals cleaner than your long attempt. Execution filters happened after initial open volatility passed. Risk reward was clean. Trade wasn't chasing lows. Entry was near structure. You had a clear stop above 53.59 reclaim and wide downside potential as shown by the yellow arrow in your chart. So this one, I think I asked this something else about it. Oh
I
yeah,
think
but
it's
on
it's like your what you drew is crazy.
what?
The fact that it could like add what you drew into the
Oh yeah.
picture is crazy.
Um, I said, but on order flow, price bounced above 53.59 three times. So how do I not let that trick me into thinking price is holding? It says, watch who's in control. Bounces above 53.59 are not bullish if they lack initiative buyers, no strong green dots slash volume. That's another thing dude, one thing I've been realizing is like we have a bunch of tools here that we don't fully use just because there's all these things that we have to use. So like there's CVD, then there's this volume here that tells us information. There's obviously the the bubbles themselves. Then we have the limit orders, and then we have SVP, and there's also COB, which gives us what's happening here on the limit orders. Like if you see a large green
Like
wave here,
the red one above it.
yeah, the red one above it, this is telling you that there's large orders sitting there. So
Yeah.
I've never really used that to my benefit. Um, but what it's saying here about the volume, where is it? I lost where I was.
But it's also
Uh,
so too much information.
but I think the more and more like we realize uh what it's saying, because I feel like it is a lot of information, especially when you're live, but the more you realize like, okay, this is telling me this information, this is telling me something else, and the more we could put those pieces together, uh, the
Like the more we
clearer
can read it,
yeah, the clearer it becomes, because that was one thing it said, like, it was telling me to look at stuff, and I was like, "That's too much to look at," and it was just like, "You need more screen time." It's like, "Fuck, okay."
oh, shit.
The lack of initiative. Oh yeah, no strong green dots slash volume. So you're looking here, obviously there's no strong green dots, and then if you go down and look at the volume, it's mostly red spikes of sellers and no green buyers here. So that those two things together can already tell you like, okay, this is a short and possibly happening. CVD stays heavy negative, tells you sellers are still winning even if price flicks up. Price fails to build structure above the level, no higher lows, just wicks. So looking here, no higher lows above pre-market low, it's just wicking there. Um, the pushes above 53.59 were weak, got absorbed and sold into hard. No continuation, not real holding, just buyers getting trapped. Look for reclaim plus hold plus build. A real bullish reclaim of 53.59 would look like strong break above with green volume and outlier buyers. So, like I said, the green volume wasn't there, and the outliers were sellers, not buyers. Price holds above on retest, doesn't wick through multiple times. Then we see a higher low form above 53.59, which never happened. What happened instead? Price probed above, got stuffed back under. Sellers reloaded above, no higher low, just weak bounce into stack sell liquidity. Structure will tell you the truth. Price bouncing 2 to 3 times above a level is not bullish if each time it gets slammed down faster or builds a lower high. In this case, you got weak reclaims, then a decisive lower high under 53.59 short confirmation. Don't anticipate, wait for build. Let price show you sustained control above level, not just 1 to 2 pushes.
Wait,
Is this
wait, I
what?
can't comprehend. Go up a little bit or go back a little bit. Yeah, right there. Price bouncing 2 to 3 times above level is not bullish if each time it gets slammed down faster or builds a lower high. Okay, I get the lower high. Oh, I guess because support, if it hits support a few times, it gets weaker, right? Or because I would, if a support is getting bounced off of, I would think that's bullish.
But it look at how when it pops up, it pops up here and it look at this pullback down is like a slam. It's not like, oh, like
Uh,
we're slowly it's like boom, rapid and then pops up again and then boom, rapid again.
oh shit. Okay, I guess I gotta see the order flow play out.
Um,
All right.
I actually have it here. Load it up. What time was this? 7:35.
What are you looking for? Oh, oh, okay.
This is 7:35, 53.59. That's pre-market low. So that was one slight hold. It looks like I'm looking at volume here. So this you could be like, oh, it's reclaiming. Is it gonna hold above? The volume's starting to get not larger yet, but it's battling. Pulls under. Let it go X2. There. But look at how the volume spiked here. So that's telling us large sellers stepped in
Yeah,
compared to the rest of the buying
yeah, and broke
back
below too.
beneath.
It's like when the sellers came, it got back beneath pre-market lows easier than the buyers are even getting to the higher high or to the high of
Yeah,
day.
that's true. Yeah. And look at the volume on the selling here.
Yeah, and the CVDs just lower lows.
Yep.
Damn, I feel like I've seen myself take this losing trade a
People
bunch
get
of times. And
Yeah, this looks bearish as fuck.
and because it hasn't hit my
It's
stop, I'm like, it's still climbing. And I want it, and it hasn't hit my target, so I don't get out.
And look at see how it popped up and then aggressive selling pulls it
oh
back
yeah,
down?
yeah. But even when the price is rising, it still looks bearish, like from CVD and like bro, even right here, even the CVD looks fucking bearish.
Yeah. And the volume tried to pop on the buying, but just has
Yeah, it's
no
just not.
comparisons.
Yeah, exactly. To
Yeah,
just
I
keep
think
going
this
down or what?
think it pops back up into 59. Yeah, there oh, the fights there a bit.
Damn.
Yeah, so much. And then this was the long I had it explained to me for what Matt took. Oh, I went too far. So I said, okay, how about this long that worked a few minutes after I had got stopped from my one trade this morning. An 800 lot outlier appeared under pre-market low around 53.45 and popped into a high of day around 53.80. Is this an A plus setup long or is this low quality trade that worked? And then it's much closer to an A plus setup compared to the earlier trade you took. Let's go point by point. Key location, yes, it forms below the pre-market low. Hold up, let's pop that chart up. This one. The 800 lot outlier. This was my trade up here, and I got stopped. But then down here, Matt seen it as aggressive selling getting absorbed, and he took it long into the high of day. Um, so that's what it's explaining here. Uh, yes, it forms below the pre-market low 53.59, which often acts as a liquidity pocket. This is an area where you expect large participants to either trap shorts or initiate buys. Stack of size or outlier, yes, you got clear 800 lot outlier marked right where the buyers stepped in that shows aggressive interest and is a strong signal. Strong reclaim plus hold. Yes, price back above 53.45 with aggression. Note all the large green bubbles and tight bids stacking right after. So uh, you can't see my outlier, but I don't know if you remember, my outlier had appeared and price broke under the outlier and then tried to reclaim it, but never did. In this case, the outlier appears, pulls back, pulls down slightly, and then when it pops and pulls back, it doesn't break under the outlier, which is more of a bullish signal, and these bids started appearing to keep holding price above. So that was more of a bullish signal than what was occurring in my situation. I actually have what time was this one? 6:42. Uh, Is this the one? 640, 642. Yeah, I think it's here. So here, there's a large. Obviously, there's a large bid just sitting there. Uh, this outlier appeared at 7. Was it that one then? Where's 53.59? Oh no, we haven't got there yet. Is that the one there? So if you this one was harder to read for the outlier, but of course. You can't see the 800 here, but this was a large outlier. And when I seen Matt going over it, he was also going over his footprint chart. So he was able, 600 there, but he was able to see the selling stronger than we can kind of on the book map. So he's seen this as strong selling into large bids, but then see how, actually, I may have to sort. I'm trying to get it right. See how bids start appearing after the pop?
Yeah.
It freezes. Slightly pulls into it, gets popped again, and bids. Holds the bid again. A bid appears. It doesn't come. I guess more don't appear. I thought more had appeared on the way up. But just down here, like the large order comes in, it pops up, that bid appears there, pops up again. That bid stays when it comes down, test it, and it pops up again. So you kind of could have got in on this one of these pullbacks here to take it long with your stop underneath. Um, Realizing that okay, this bid was here, got filled, pops up aggressively. When it pulls back, this bid appears and it holds it 2 times technically, and then it just takes off. You kind of got to be fast, obviously, but that's what it's talking about where it says bids appear. Um, Not all the large green bubbles type bid stacking right after. So that part, type bid stacking right after. This wasn't a weak flick. It reclaimed and held for minutes, building a base above 53.45. So it was from 43 to, it was really only 1 minute that it really holds and builds that base. Higher low formed above the outlier. After that outlier, price dips but holds above the 53.45 zone, confirming buyers are defending. That's your structural confirmation. CBD shifts or buyer strength. Yes, CBD starts lifting from the low, showing a transition into in control from sellers to buyers. Huge shift in character. Let's see CBD. So yeah, it went all the way down here on the selling, and then it starts rising. And on the pullbacks, it's not dipping lower than what it was. So that's a good sign for buying.
Hey, I don't even pay attention to that line. Does it turn green or is it always red?
It's red because CBD is red.
Oh,
When it's green, when CBD is green, it'll be green.
oh.
And you could actually see here, it's under the zero, so it's in the negatives, and above the zero, it's green.
Right.
Uh, Sellers tried to push it lower, but large buyers. Oh wait, huge shift in context support a pop. Market was deeply extended to the downside, and this was a failed breakdown under pre-market low. Sellers tried to push it lower, but large buyers stepped in hard. A trap reversal. Uh, This is very close to an A plus setup, a sweep of a key level, pre-market low, aggressive buyer's response, outlier plus strong reclaim, hold and higher low build. Then this is the exact kind of confirmation you want to wait for. Uh, and then you try to draw. I forgot what I asked it to do, but it tried to draw it, but it sucks at drawing. It was pretty close, but it sucks.
That's a trip, dude.
Shit. Do I have another one I have to review? And then I asked it about the red line. Red line underneath heat map is another view of CVD rather than the circle CVD under the volume. Exactly. The red line underneath the heat map is cumulative volume delta line chart, which shows the running total of aggressive buying versus aggressive selling over time. It gives you a more continuous and granular view of delta behavior across each bar and tick. Circular CVD gauge below volume profile is a summary, more like a snapshot showing the current cumulative volume at that moment. It doesn't show how it got there, just the end result. In short, red line CVD bottom of heat map, historical flow of buying, selling pressure. And then the circular is just the current moment. Look like it's happening. I'm just trying to see what else was good here. So this is another setup I had it review. I think this was yesterday. And this is like, oh, this one I asked it, is this what it was explaining to me the previous day? So I was looking at CVD. This is the setup that Eloy had wrote down. So we had this large outlier here, and then market popped aggressively, and then it pulled back. And I was looking at how CVD here didn't make a lower low, it made a higher low. So I was like, oh, this could be a good sign, but I was just observing, so I didn't even take the trade. Uh, Based on what you've been going over lately, is this a A plus setup you mentioned? As market created a 600 lot buyer at 52.62 inside my 30-minute demand. Although pre-market low was a bit lower, aggressive buying stepped in when market pulled back into the outlier and CVD made a higher low where buyers stepped in aggressively. Is very close to an A plus setup. Location in your demand zone, price pulls into your 30-minute demand, overlapping with the 600 lot outlier buyer at 52.62. That's confluence, higher time frame structure, plus large buyer defending a level, order flow confirmation, large green bubble at that level, big market buyer hit the ask. Uh, Map shows absorption at the low, liquidity was sitting, got
Wait,
hit.
could you put the long right
Oh,
next to the screenshot?
my bad.
Oh yeah, perfect.
Mm. So this is the bids again. Did you guys change the settings on your book map to get the light?
The light.
Because Carmine in his last video, not the he posted yesterday, but the one before that, he talks about how to remove the what are they called? The algo orders.
Oh,
No, I
Because when
haven't.
you remove the algo orders, you could see the limit orders better now.
Oh, really?
With the algos, it kind of gets hidden in it. So when I removed it, I could now see these orders.
How do you get the light?
It's in your bookmap. Damn, it's not gonna let me. Oh, you go here, configure add-ons, and then of course, there's a button option here. Is it at? No. There's a button here that says trade map light or something like that, and you just want it on, and it's gonna open up two. So ES, your regular one, and then this one, and on this one, you could see the orders better. But I think you have to do it when like you're on the show, not on replay mode.
Okay, I'm on simulation mode. I went to configure add-ons. And what?
You see something that says TM light or trade map light?
No. It says chase, escape, execute, add-on, manage add-ons.
Nothing says light.
It says enable for ESM5 SMU at Rhythmic, but not TMI.
I'm gonna end this video
No,
real quick to start a new one.
it should say